I'll be framing this time of remembrance with two readings. The first one is adapted from a reflection by Reverend Tania Y. Marquez titled, "A Thousand Voices." Every year around this time, there is a distinctive smell in the air, and the trees sway like the whisper of 1,000 voices. That's how I know they are coming. First, the table that will be the altar. A few boxes on top to create different levels. I think about the pictures I'm adding to my altar today. The beloved friend who didn't get to say goodbye. My grandparents. The cousin who left too soon. I think about the ones whose pictures won't be on my altar. The fragrance of the campasúchil fills the air. The flower, a ray of light guiding them back, calling them home. It's a long way. It is good to have some food and drinks ready so they may quench their thirst, so they may eat and gain strength for the way back. I love adding chocolate and drinking chocolate caliente, a moment of communion that transcends the world of the living. That's what we do when we allow ourselves to be surrounded by their presence and the stories of times we spent together. My family and I gather. We tell stories, we laugh, we cry a little, we rejoice in their company. Their stories come alive in our telling, and so does the love we still feel. I have learned to listen more often to things than to beings, to listen to my heart that knows that the dead aren't really dead. Their stories are perpetually being told by the world around us, like trees swaying, the whisper of 1,000 voices. So ends the first reading. The second reading is from a conversation I had with my brother Ignacio about how our perception of the veil between the living and the dead varies dramatically depending on our cultural upbringing. He introduced me to a collection of children's poems published by Angelina Sainz about her time as a second-grade teacher. Her book is titled Maestra. I want to share a poem that shows how our access to the other side is informed by how much permission we got from our elders to talk about it when we were children. In the poem, I'm going to read, a child turns in his written assignment and signs, the teacher reviews it. It's titled, Tell Me the Story You Wrote, Part 2. First, I was home. Then, there was a ghost in my room. Last, he stayed. You know, these are personal narratives. You have to write about real experiences you have. Yeah, a ghost lives in my house. Thinking of all the psychics and brujas in my life who see the dead. Okay, mijo, great story. Whether your ancestors or loved ones are now a whisper of knowing or a ghost in your house, today is the day we honor them. In a moment, after some music, we will invite those of you who would like to come forward and say the name of your beloved to invite them into this space. In keeping with the theme of deep listening, we invite you to share a short sentence, phrase, wisdom, or kindness they imparted that informed you about how you feel about yourself what you know about yourself. You will see the framing in the order of service to guide you in what to say. Once you have shared, we will ask you to say their name once again, and we as a community will respond with presente. When you come up, you may bring a photo or memento to place on the ofrenda. If you do not have either of those things, there are hearts on the tables with the candles, and you are welcome to write your loved one's name on a heart to place on the ofrenda. We ask those of you who brought food ofrendas to please hold on to it until the end so we can bless it. If you are online and would like to participate, Emma will be monitoring the chat for your remembrances, and we will periodically take time to bring your beloveds into this place too. So for now, I invite you into a time of listening to our musicians, to give our ancestors time to emerge from within us and from beyond us for the ritual.